Ann Jeffries as Marion Kirby, the ghostess with the mostess. Robert Sterling as George Kirby, that most sportive spirit. And Leo G. Carroll, host to said ghosts, as Topper.
Such a lovely night, isn't it, Cousin?
Yes, dear.
Absolutely tropical, isn't it?
Oh, very tropical. I wouldn't be at all surprised if there were a native uprising.
Oh, Cousin, sometimes you say that. Yes, Maggie?
Well, Mom, it's this way. I'd like Saturday night off.
But we're having company Saturday night.
Can't you make it some other time, Maggie?
Well, all right. Don't mind me, sir. You have your company, Mom. Forget that I asked.
Well, what do you suppose has gotten into Maggie?
Well, it's springtime, dear. She's probably in love.
Maggie in love?
Well, could be. When you ask a cook what's cooking, it isn't always the pot roast, you know.
I'm just going to have a talk with her.
Topper, I want you to take a look at Neil.
Oh, no, please, not on a full stomach.
Don't jump, man. This is serious.
Why, what's the matter with him?
He's quit drinking.
Yeah, perhaps he is tapering off. He's only bloodshot in one eye. Yeah, wait a minute. You sure he isn't nipping behind your back?
Why do you ask that?
Well, there's chlorophyll on his breath.
Well, here's the acid test. Here, boy. Your favorite scotch. Come on.
Hey, this is serious. Come on, Neil. Drink your nice scotch.
Cousin, Cosmo, why are you holding that bottle over the lounge?
Just pouring a scotch and sofa.
I wish you wouldn't be so frivolous when you can see I'm concerned about something.
Concerned?
About Maggie. She really is in love.
Oh, then I was right. Who's the dashing swain?
The butler. From next door. He's asked her to go dancing Saturday night. Really, Cosmo, I think we ought to call on our new neighbors.
Oh, I'm sure they don't want to see us, dear, any more than we want to see them.
Howdy, folks. Give a cheer, 'cause Bando's here.
Let's burn the house and make a run for it.
Won't you join us?
Come on.
How do you do?
Mighty glad to know you. Oh, before we go any further, I want you to know I'm from the great state of Texas, where men are men and women are women, and by golly, that's a nice arrangement.
Won't you sit down?
I don't mind if we do. Oh, that there's my wife.
Howdy.
This is my pa.
Howdy.
That's my ma. And this is my daughter, Hermione. That's my dog. I call it Corset.
Corset?
Yeah, because we let it out at night.
Would you care for some coffee? Excuse me. I'll ring for Maggie.
Well, quit lollygagging, son. Come on, Mo.
Topper, George, look at Neil.
What about it?
Well, this is why he's been acting so strange. He's in love with that little poodle.
Oh, this is a very interesting development. Has Neil ever been smitten before?
Just once, with a chihuahua. But they didn't get along.
When they danced, Neil was too tall for her.
La-ti-ta-ti-ta-ta, 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 la-ti-ta-ti-ta-ta.
La-ti-ta-ti-ta-ti-ta-ta.
Maggie, what's the matter? What you blushing for?
I'm just afraid we were doing the mambo.
You naughty little minx, you.
Oh, now, Albert, you just behave yourself. I've got to make some more sandwiches.
Tell me, how do you like the people I works for, huh?
Well, they certainly have big appetites.
Oh, yes, but they do appreciate things. They are sort of diamonds in the rough, but fine people.
Yeah, well, you'd like the toppers, too. They're just wonderful.
Yes, but they makes you do all the work.
Well, you do all the work for the Vandals.
Only temporarily. Until we get the cook.
Oh, relative?
I beg pardon.
Sure looks just like you.
Spitting image.
Thank you. Would you care for some more sandwiches?
Don't reckon I will. Don't mind if I do.
That there man will eat just anything. He's very fond of children. He's
How big is your ranch, Mr. Vandal?
Oh, about 600,000 acres. But just last month I decided to expand. Bought myself a little spread of land just north of Texas.
Really? What's it called?
Oklahoma. Just a sort of little joke I tell everybody.
Topper! Get rid of him. Tell him it's awful late for little iodine to be up.
Good idea.
What's a good idea, Cosmo?
Oh, telling jokes. I wish I knew some myself. Well, I suppose you'll be going to school bright and early tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh, I thought reform school was open on Saturday.
Knows every day of the week. Say, I'll bet these folks would like to hear Hermione recite.
Well,
Hiawatha
don't
by
you
Henry
think
Wadsworth Longfellow.
So long, fella.
On a good day, she remembers the whole thing.
Pray for rain.
On the shores of Gitche Gumee.
George, we just can't go and leave poor Topper like this. She may never stop.
All right. I'll gag her with something.
On the shores of Gitche Gumee, by the shining Big Sea water, stood the wigwam of Nokomis, of the wrinkled old Nokomis. He shoved an apple in my mouth.
Preposterous. Well, somebody stuck an apple in her mouth. Come on, I guess we can take a hint.
Torturing a helpless child.
Quit lollygagging.
I'm sure there's been some mistake.
What did I tell you about neighbors?
Mama, Papa, he hit me again.
Henry had to take me away before I do hit him.
George? George, where are you? It's so sad. Neil in love with that little poodle, just like Romeo and Juliet. Two households, both in dignity. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny.
Honey, how many times have I told you not to eat in between meals?
Cosmo. Cosmo.
Huh? Yes, I'll get up in a minute.
You are up. Oh, dear, I don't know what we're going to do about those dreadful vandals.
I'm sure they played the radio all night just to keep you awake.
Well, they certainly accomplished that purpose.
Oh, good, Maggie. Give Mr. Topper his eggs.
No eggs this morning, Mom. Albert gave me some new recipes. I fixed you a real English breakfast.
English breakfast?
That's right, sir. I fixed you bloaters, pig's feet with mustard sauce, and salted salmon bellies.
Ridiculous. I want eggs sunny side up and I get fish backside down.
These are real delicacies. Try a bloater.
What if I turn this around? I haven't seen an eye like that since they checked my tax return. Look, Maggie, just bring me some eggs. And tell that flea-bitten flunky to mind his own business.
Albert is not a flunky. He's a gentleman's gentleman. Albert says...
I don't care what Albert says. I'm not going to spend my life listening to radio concerts by the Bandles, sponsored by Albert.
There now, eat your nice breakfast, dear.
I don't want breakfast.
Oh, now you don't like my cooking.
I didn't say I didn't like your cooking.
I suppose that you don't believe that I can cook a bloater.
Oh, now, Maggie. Now, Cosmo, you do like Maggie's cooking, don't you?
Topper, we busted their radio.
Aren't you happy?
Do you?
No.
Oh.
Now what?
It's that child. Cosmo, you haven't done anything to her again.
All right. Where is it?
Where is what? And what are you doing here?
He stole the tube out of our radio. I saw him.
You couldn't have saw him. We stole it, and you couldn't have saw us.
You're such grammar.
Here, I'll stand for none of your vicious insinuations. I've never stolen anything in my life. If I were planning a career of thievery, I certainly wouldn't begin by stealing a radio tube.
Oh, he shot me.
Uh-huh. So we caught you red-handed. Come on, folks. We ain't staying in this den of thieves another minute.
Dear, I'm going to get a sedative.
Well, at least Snowball still likes us.
But I'm worried, George. Neil's getting awfully serious.
Honey, if they get married, you won't be losing a dog. You'll be gaining a new set of fleas.
We went out.
How could I forget? You stole my wallet.
You know, the Vandals don't exactly approve of my running around with someone who works for the Toppers.
Well, you're old enough to do what you please.
Oh, it ain't that. It's a question of loyalty. Now, if you was working for the Vandals, too...
Why, that's, look, trying to steal our cook. We'd better warn Topper.
Wait a minute, honey. I think Albert's beer looks a little flat. I think he could use a little Tabasco.
I think a dash of chili sauce might give it just the right nip.
You're wonderful, Albert. But if you're hinting that I leave here, well, it's just out of the question.
Oh, well, a lover can only keep hoping. Here's to that happy day when my striped dickie and your little pot holder is hanging side by side. Come here.
I think we just melted the stripes off his dickie.
What's going on here?
Why, nothing, Mr. Topper. Albert and me, we were just talking, and...
Tell him not to hang around here.
You're not to hang around here.
And why not, Fry?
Because the vandals are trying to steal our cook, that's why. And they're probably paying him a pretty sum.
You're trying to get our cook.
How do you know?
Never mind.
He's been listening at the keyhole, that's what he's been doing of. Before I'd work for an eavesdropper,
That's quite enough out of you. You go home.
Well, can't my friends call on me?
Hit him, Topper.
Certainly not.
Hear what he said? And you're going to stay here after that?
Mr. Topper, do you want me to go?
Do you want us to throw him out?
Yes.
All right. I quit.
No, Maggie, not you. Him.
All right. Take your hand off. Take your hand off.
Wait for me. I'll send for my bags in the morning.
No, Maggie. Maggie, come back. Where's Henrietta?
Out in the kitchen preparing a ptomaine salad. Topper, how'd you like to get Maggie back?
I'd triple her salary.
Honey, you go upstairs and get the sheets. I'll go out in the garage and get the chains.
Sheets? Chains? What on earth for?
We're, going to haunt the house.
Mrs. Bandel says that dinner will be at 7:30.
Albert? What's wrong with us?
Not a thing. In fact, I never felt better.
You act as though you didn't like me anymore.
Oh, that's just your imagination. You're a excellent cook.
What'd I tell you? She's unhappy.
Well, get to work.
Albert,
What is it?
can you come in here? There's something wrong with the stove.
What's the matter with it?
The burner won't go on.
Next time, you'll have to think of a better excuse to get me in here.
Albert, no! Albert, no! Albert! The turkey, it was diving at me.
Will you stop bothering me? I'm trying to polish the silver.
But it was flying. I tell you, it was.
Next thing you'll be saying is how there's ghosts. Now leave me alone.
I'm sorry I ever left the Toppers. I wish I was back there.
You don't know when you're well off. Now don't call me again unless the house is falling apart.
That's our cue, honey. Let's go to work.
Have you gone balmy? Wrecking the place just so as I'll come running to you?
I didn't touch it.
Now, don't say any more. I'm fed up.
And so am I. In fact, I quit.
Oh, no, off a moment. Now, don't be hasty.
I'm going back where I belong. That is, if they'll have me.
Have sheet, will travel.
And now for the vandal.
Well, there goes the moving van. The vandals are officially gone.
George, he doesn't know Snowball has moved out.
What's he crying about?
Oh, someone must have told him. I think he wants to start drinking again.
Well, that's the old Neil that I know and love.
A John W. Lupton, Bernard L. Schubert production. Produced by John W. Lupton. Starring Ann Jeffries, Robert Sterling, and Leo G. Carroll.